As we all know, the Lakers dominated the league last season, and it was mainly down to AD and LeBron James. With AD's contract only being for 1 year though, many fans are wondering if he would actually re-sign with the Lakers or take his talents elsewhere. Well, all that uncertainty can now be put to bed as Anthony Davis has signed a 5-year $190 million contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. And with that working out at $38 million a year, this makes him the 8th highest paid player in the NBA currently. And in my opinion, when you look at some of the other contracts, it's absolutely worth it. And with Davis still being relatively young at 27, the Lakers will have him all the way up to he's 32, so they'll have him for the prime of his career. But now let's just take a close look at how much he's earning and then compare it to other NBA players like I previously mentioned. So although he is earning an insane amount of money, it is actually relatively cheap. Because just look at how much Mike Conley is earning, for example. AD's contract looks like a bargain when you put these side by side, and it's all to do with how the contracts actually work. And of course, I don't know all the ins and outs of NBA contracts, but I do know that a player's age has a lot to do with how much money they can actually earn. That's why Mike Conley, for example, can earn $34.5 million a year, despite him never being an all-star. Yet Luka Doncic, who is one of the best players in the NBA already, can only earn a maximum of $8 million a year this season, and that's because he's signed to a rookie contract. So going back to Anthony Davis, and I believe he's already a top 5 player in the NBA. The only players I'd actually put above him are Steph, LeBron, KD, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And obviously Kawhi Leonard's up there, but I'd say him and Kawhi Leonard are around the same level. And with LeBron, KD, and Steph all being so much older than Anthony Davis, there could actually be a time where we consider Anthony Davis the best player in the world, but that is obviously quite speculative. But by far the biggest impact of this contract is LeBron signing a 2-year extension as well, making him a free agent in the year 2023. So AD and LeBron have 3 more years together on the Lakers, which could result in league dominance. As I've said before, I believe a 3-peat is well within reach for LeBron and AD, and especially with 3 more years together. And with the strong supporting cast they have of Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and of course, Alex Caruso, we could actually be seeing a dynasty forming with the Lakers. And like I've said, the next 2 years the Lakers could 3-peat. Of course, with LeBron being 35 now, most players his age are enjoying retirement, but LeBron just never seems to deteriorate. Obviously he's not quite as athletic as he was 10 years ago, but he's a far better passer and shooter now. LeBron has done incredibly well to adapt his game to keep his place as one of the best players in the league, and 2 more years of this same LeBron seems very, very realistic to me. What does surprise me about AD's contract though is that he's signed to a 5-year deal and not a shorter 2 or 3 year deal. Because once LeBron is either not a star player anymore or has left the Lakers, it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do. I think Davis does stand on playing with the Lakers long term though, but from his previous performance with the Pelicans, I'm unsure if he'll be able to lead a team himself. In his last season with the New Orleans Pelicans, they only finished 13th in the Western Conference, but the season before they did finish a respectable 6th. All in all, his win percentage with the Pelicans was a disappointing 46.4%, very, very poor. Since being on the Lakers though, Anthony Davis has shown an incredible amount of improvement, and all the clips you're seeing here is when he dominated the New Orleans Pelicans with a 46-point game. One good thing about AD though is I think he can play really well with many different players. He'd play well with elite point guards as he's one of the best pick and roll centers in the league, and his screens are also some of the best in the league, and we know how good he is at catching alley-oops. And I also think he'd play really well with an elite small forward like Jason Tatum or Chris Middleton, as we've seen him and LeBron work out so well together. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw the Lakers go after an elite point guard or small forward when LeBron leaves. And of course I am saying point guard and small forward, as LeBron does pretty much play both of these positions for the Lakers. In 3 years' time, it'll be difficult to predict though who the elite point guards and small forwards will be at that time, but Trae Young could certainly be an option for them. I would say Luka, but I'd be surprised if he left Dallas to be honest, and we know that Mark Cuban doesn't want to let Luka go at any costs. But what I think the Lakers will be looking for on a point guard is being a great facilitator, as that's exactly what they have in LeBron and that's exactly what's worked for them this season. And finally, I just want to mention how LeBron has conveniently made it that he becomes an unrestricted free agent when Bronny leaves high school. As most NBA fans will know, LeBron has previously said that he would love to play with his son Bronny, and it is actually quite possible. With the level that Bronny is playing at, it's likely that he'll follow in his father's footsteps and skip college and go straight from high school to the NBA draft. And then with LeBron becoming an unrestricted free agent, he'll just sign with whatever team signs Bronny. But obviously it's not exactly that simple and there's a bit more to it. And even if LeBron is just a bench player at that point, any NBA team would be happy to sign him. because having LeBron on your team will immediately help your business grow so much. And so many fans, myself included, would love to watch an NBA game where LeBron is playing with his son, as we've never had that before in the NBA. The main issue I do actually see with this though is that is Bronny actually good enough to go straight from high school to the NBA? But soon I'm going to do quite a bit of research on this and then make a video on it where I talk about this in detail. But I really hope this does happen, as it'd be incredible to watch and it would make history. And so that's all for this video. I think it's going to be a bit of a smaller one as this is a smaller topic, but I hope you've all enjoyed it anyways. And any video suggestions that you have for me, just please leave a comment and I'll make sure to get it done. And then as always, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and I'll see you on my next one.